Right. Welcome back to the Space Cowboys. Name change soon. We're going to figure that out. But welcome back to the episode 3 of the Space Cowboys podcast. I'm your host, Chris Gonzalez. And next to me, we only got one person with me today. But I describe this man to most people as the human encyclopedia. I've learned more from him in the past 6 months than I have in my 4 years of high school. My co-host, cousin, Aaron Gonzalez. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
What's up, man? All right. How you feeling? How's today?
Today was pretty good.
Yeah. Nice and easy day. Nice and easy Monday. Happy Monday.
Chill Monday.
I don't know when you guys will hear this, but it's a nice chill Monday. So you're married to, of course, the amazing Laura Gonzalez. I wanted to ask you, what was the first thing you noticed about her when you first met her? Because you guys met a year after high school.
Yeah. We met at Devin's birthday, actually.
Shout out, Devin.
The first thing I noticed. Okay, that moment was pretty wild. Everybody always talks about that eye drop, like that jaw drop moment.
Yeah.
Where you see the one.
Right.
That was like that. Mm-hmm. If that moment was the closest. That description is the closest thing to relate to that moment.
Right.
I don't know. It was just the way she walked. She's okay. My Devin. When he turned 18, I think we all met up at Pismo's. The fish restaurant.
Yeah.
Here in Fresno, And Uncle Lawrence had invited his friends, this is Devin's dad, had invited his friends who brought their daughter. And so that's how I met Laura.
Wait, so it was actually at a family event already?
Yeah, it was Devin's 18th birthday party.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So you met her through there, and you were just like, it was it. Yeah, it was it.
And the whole night, I was too embarrassed to talk to her. I didn't say a single word to her.
Yeah.
At all.
Right.
I had... This is even more embarrassing. She's not gonna like that I'm telling the story.
All right.
I never talked to her. Never got her number. Didn't think I was gonna ever see her again. By chance, another time, I was hanging out with Devin and my brother Jonathan. We went to a backyard party at my Uncle Lawrence's cousin Chuck's house. Famous house. If you're from Fresno, you may know who Chuck is and his house. But so backyard party there at his house, and they were there, and it was for a UFC fight.
Okay.
I think it was Ronda Rousey. Versus maybe one of the Misha Tates.
Okay.
And they were there, and so that night I told Jonathan and Devin I'm gonna go ask her for a number.
Yeah.
And then I didn't. I didn't. I eventually got her number because Lawrence had to give it to me.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Is this factual?
What? Can you move your car? I have nowhere to park.
Okay, yeah.
We'll pause. We're back. We had to take a little intermission, but we're back. So you got her number from Uncle Lawrence. Shout out Uncle Lawrence.
Dad. He happened to be at their house one day and asked her about what she thought of me.
Yeah.
And said, all right, well, is it all right if I give him your number?
Yeah, and you slid. And ended up having 2 beautiful children, Logan and Ariana. I wanted to ask you also, what does having kids do to a man? What is it? Because I know that I know a lot of people who have kids and just completely change, and they become just so much more gentle with life and everything around it. But what does having kids do?
In a manner of speaking, yeah. You become more aware of any possible danger around you. Especially when they're younger. Now that they're getting a little bit older, Ariana not so much. I know she can handle herself to go about doing her own daily things.
Yeah, around the house.
Me having to watch her, see if she could be potentially, harming herself.
Right.
Logan, not so much. Him, that little boy, scares me. 3-year-olds aren't easy. He's constantly hurting himself.
Just the way you said
I just
it.
say he's hit his head a lot.
Just the way you said it, just he's constantly hurting himself. I don't know what to do. I'm at my wit's end.
So in that aspect, sometimes you want to beat them too. Like you need. Come on now, like.
Oh, man, no.
You need to figure this stuff out, man. Like, please, we can't be there for you forever.
I can't keep hurting yourself. No, that's funny. No, no.
But I think that's just the differences between little boys and little girls. Because little Ariana she was dangerous for a little bit, and then she figured things out pretty quickly.
Right.
But that's what everyone says. Little girls just develop a little bit more quickly at young ages than little boys do. Little boys are more reckless.
It's so funny because it's so true. That man throws his head around like nobody else. He just throws his head.
with a total faith in whatever direction he's going in.
There's nothing there. Like, he's like, I'm going to do it, and it's going to happen. No, yeah, I definitely... oh, man, that's super funny. We always talk about this, too, like how they're going to be in high school. And we think they're just going to be the kings and queens. They're just going to... I feel like
sure.
their personalities are already so big.
Yeah. Whatever high school they go to is doomed. It's run by them, unfortunately.
Yeah. You went to parties as a high schooler, right?
Not really.
Not really?
Actually,
I
wasn't a big partier.
Did you go to any? Or just
in high school, I went to maybe like 2.
Same. I went to
my senior year.
Yeah.
2. Yeah, I wasn't really into doing that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a concern of mine.
That's true.
Because there were just those kids that were just obsessed over it every weekend.
That
there was some party that they were going to go drink.
Yeah.
And like just get fucked up.
Yeah. It's crazy to me to think about that because like we had Jonathan and Devin in the last episode and Devin on the first episode as well. And talking to them about all their stories about how like they're your brothers and they were always just trying to get to the fucking parties and get to shit like that.
Yeah, they were a lot more desperate for that lifestyle than I was.
I think that's why like I honestly think that plays a part in why you're so like knowledgeable about a lot of stuff because but Jonathan is too. Jonathan does know a lot. Like there's a lot of the same thing. And when I like talk about a lot of the stuff, I mean like I feel like you study a lot of things. Like when you get interested into something, you buckle down and you like want to know everything about it.
Yeah, that's funny. Laura said the exact same thing to me just recently. I don't know. Yeah, that's just always been one of my traits. I've always, anytime, like, if there's something that, like, I'm going to try, I, like, learn everything I possibly can first.
Right.
And that's kind of, I guess, how I treated high school. A lot of the social aspect. To me, it was like a trial for, like, the real world. It was like we were these, like, little kids who, before, like, everything was fantasy and, like, possibilities were everywhere. And then you start to realize, like, there's a limited amount of possibilities. And that's the point when you start growing up.
Yeah.
And, like, that's kind of where you're caught at, like, in high school. Yeah. And so, I don't know. I lost my train of thought just now.
It was just a big like social game. Like it
Pretty
was just
much.
like just trying to. It was like a big social game that was getting you, like you said, getting you ready for the real world.
Yeah,
got you thinking about real world things.
I tried what I felt like trying, and then the other things I was like, I saw no point in because I already saw like how that had no real aspect in like the rest of life. Granted, I definitely encourage like kids to be as social as you can.
Yeah.
Like, don't keep to yourself too much, or like don't try and put yourself in a position where you feel like you're at the high ground because you don't do those things. I'm sorry, man. You're not cooler than everybody else who just wants to go to a party. Like,
exactly.
But I don't know. That's just how I feel about that.
Yeah. No. Damn. I did not know that you didn't go to any parties because, like I said, and talking to your brothers and shit, really. It's totally different.
I definitely went to like all the football games, things like that. Those were the bigger events where most kids were like around each other outside of school hours. Mm-hmm. But other than that, no, I didn't really party. I had a small, tight like friend group. Yeah, small, and I was always aware like of making sure I had more people close to me rather than more people around me.
That's actually a good way to go about high school too. And I started realizing that when I like got to my senior year, it's like it's better to have a good close group of friends and
quality over quantity.
Exactly. Because the people who were the most popular in high school, it's like they still are down to like one or two friends, and they still have to go back. Like they like popularity isn't even a thing. As soon as you watch that stage, it's like
Right.
even before then, it's like people started just finding their groups of friends and knew that like it was going.
And it's weird because then you have those like 30-somethings who are trying to relive those glory like moments like from high school
Right.
of like the popularity contest, and then they turn everything in the older like office blue collar type like structured jobs. They turn all of those places into
the
popularity contests.
Yes,
It's like high school all over again. It's so interesting. Why do people do this?
It doesn't make any sense. We were talking about that earlier. People making things so much harder for themselves. Like just making them so much harder for themselves. Like I was at work, and this customer had asked me, do you know where this is at? And I was like, oh no, I can like look. I don't know where it's at, but I can look it up on my little screen or whatever. And she's like, no, it's fine. And I knew it was an item that was gonna be hard to find. Like I was like, I've never seen this in the store. Like what the fuck? She's like, no, it's fine. Like it's fine. And I was like, are you sure? Because I can do it. And then she was like, actually, like what's in these boxes right here? And I was cutting open boxes. Like I swear, cutting open boxes. And I was like, I honestly don't know. I was like, I have to open them to understand. And she was like, well, could you cut one open for me? And like, and I was like, these are random items. You don't know what's going to be in. But in my head, I'm like, what are you trying to get at? Like, I don't even know. Like, what? Like, yeah. So I was like, so she was like, well, maybe like one of the things that I'm looking for is in there. And I was like, ma'am, I could look it up on the thing. And then she was like, no, like just open the box. And I was like, what? Like that was I was so confused. I had no idea where this lady came from.
This is probably like the most entertaining thing like that. It was gonna happen to her all day.
Right.
She just wanted to know what was in the box.
Literally,
like,
and I was like,
she had to be there for the moment that you opened it.
So I didn't like end of the story. I didn't end up opening the box, but I was like, man, like I don't like. I mean, I can open the box for you, but I'm pretty sure this item's not going to be like in there. And then she was just like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "How do you know? How do you feel that? Why are you so confident that this item is going to be in here?
In this random stocking clerk's
right?"
box.
And to me, because I'm gonna have all your answers. And then I was just like I literally thought this girl was fucking with me. I was like, "There's no way this girl is like real. Like she's literally
no,
lying."
dude. That's a part of like reality. There are people out there who are severely depressed and have nothing fucking better to do. I feel like that's the problem with that. That's why we have Karens. I think that's all they are.
They're just severely
depressed.
And they take it out angry.
Who take it out on everybody around them. Everyone.
That is
Everybody
such a
who
good-
she has a position of power over, which there aren't many anymore.
That's why
they're taking cashiers away from everything.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
That's
like,
why they do.
so they freak out. They have to find something else to do. Like go take their anger out on.
For no reason. Gosh.
Because they're just angry. They're angry.
They're angry at the world for no reason. Like, got their MAGA hat
They have
on.
nothing better to do than to ruin some poor soul's day at a fucking retail shop where they have all the power.
Right,
You
because
can't
the
tell them
customer's
a
always
damn
right.
thing.
Yeah, exactly. Because the customer's always right. Jesus, man. Freaking Karens.
That's their problem.
Exactly.
That's why. Sorry if you're a Karen, you feel that way.
Yeah.
You're probably getting fired up.
Right. And the Karens who have kids, like, I feel bad because I feel like the kids are going to turn exactly the same.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I want to talk about this. We were driving, me and my other cousin Mikey were driving back from work, and I saw these kids that had, like, bags of chips and, like, a Slurpee and shit like that, and they were walking through, like, a broken plank in a fence back to their house and stuff like that. And I just, I just looked at that, and I was like, man, like, that's such a kid thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a little kid thing to do. It's just like, it was like 4 or 5 of them all together, like, and then they just like walk through this broken fence to get back to their house in the back.
That's like stuff kids my age, like,
right, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I was about to get to.
And our parents' age,
right.
were doing.
That's what I was about to get to. Is like, and even us, like, we were like, I mean, we didn't have to walk through broken fences and shit, but we like were able to like walk to RC Cola and stuff like that and Pismo and stuff. But
that cool childhood, like where you got to do what you wanted, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
But like it was never dangerous. Like,
Yeah.
You just got to kind of chill.
yeah, exactly. And I wanted to ask you because like I know that Logan and Ariana play with their toys all the time. Like I always see them playing with their toys, but they also
They're really imaginative.
Yeah, they really like create this, and I can tell Logan's always like once he sets the scene, it's like he's making everything to happen in his head.
It's like he sees it play out, like as if he's watching a TV show.
And I think that's like actually a good thing because like that they're able to do that because like you said, it's hard to like have your kids just go outside and like be expect them to be fine. Like shit's horrible. Like it's like you can't do anything. Yeah.
Especially now. Fuck.
Yeah.
Anything can happen to them.
Exactly. You never know.
At any point.
Yeah. And it's like, why?
It freaks me out.
Exactly. But we keep a close eye on them. But that's one of the things that, like I was gonna say, like you were saying, be more aware when you have kids. Like that's like just something that that
always
kicks in.
I even think about it in terms of like who sits on what side of the car and in what car seat.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You kind of have to sometimes. It's like, okay, wait, like if I'm gonna get T-boned this way, like
oh my God.
Who would be the most protected in which car seat, and who would be able to handle it, and who would need to be further away? Like,
okay, yeah. Okay, I don't know why my thought was like, which kid could take it? like
which kid's taking one for the team?
Which kid could honestly, I think, survive this? No, that's so funny. But yeah, shout out Logan and Ariana. They're super cool fucking kids, and Laura, of course. But I wanted to say that back to what we were talking about before, Laura. Like the first thing I always notice about a girl that I think is super attractive, and maybe it's just because I have them, but glasses just do something for me. Like a girl with glasses can like fuck me up any day of the week. Like literally, like, and it's so funny because it's like me and Epi were talking about this last time. We were watching a cut video of like them rating the people's attractiveness or whatever, and a girl walked up in one of the interviews and like the girl was like, yeah, like I give you like a 6 or 7, like, which, you know, like it was a fucked up video, but like and then she walks in the next interview and she had glasses on, and Effie goes, oh shit, she looked cute right there, and I was like, oh my God. But that's me too. Like if a girl wears glasses, like, oh my God, bro, like it's especially like the glasses that glasses like these, or the glasses like Alex's clear glass, like, oh man, a little
more stylish.
Love that.
That's funny because actually Laura's getting a new pair of glasses, and I love when she wears glasses.
Literally, dude, glasses. I don't know what it is, and a lot of girls actually say my age. A lot of girls say that it makes them look like porn stars.
I can see it. And I can see why.
Right. Like
I'm saying I've been searching too much
I've never understood that. Like, because even this one of my friends, she had posted, like, she was just posting a bunch of stuff on her private story, and yeah, she put on glasses and put on makeup, and she was like, I look like a porn star. And I was like, I don't know why that's like a thing. Like, girls just think that that's like a thing.
It is a thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Like, if girls put on glasses, this is Laura, by the way, but so if girls put on glasses, they think they like look like a porn star.
Yes.
That's so weird. Why? Like,
I don't know, it makes you feel that way. You just get that vibe.
That's so interesting. That
was gonna be mine.
That's so interesting. All right, bye, Laura, and the little man Logan. That's so funny. Well, we got it straight from a female's mouth.
Right.
That's insane. I don't know.
We need to have her on the podcast.
Oh no, for sure. Are you kidding? I was actually gonna ask about that.
We're definitely gonna have her on the podcast
for sure. She's
Has
hilarious.
Guest sit in.
So me and Aaron have both dabbled in some mushrooms, and he's wanted to dabble some more into psychedelics like DMT. We've tried mushrooms, but whenever we talk about it, it's two different experiences for both of us. Like,
they're very different.
I have the shrooms that I've tried. I've had a very I like to, as soon as I eat them, this is what it is for me. It's like I eat them, and then 30 minutes into after me eating them, I just end up noticing my breaths are getting deeper and deeper, and then I start to and then I just expand out.
I had that same moment too.
Yeah.
Except for me, everything starts to just vibrate.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have that whoosh feeling.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That you described.
I have it's like a blanket.
It's it starts the same, and then they kind of diverge somewhere.
Yeah,
they become sort of different.
Yeah, and for me, like I was telling you, for me, I do them, and then I like to just sit in my head and play around in my head and see what I see. But you like to walk around and shit and see what's stuff. What does it even look like? Because I'm always just not down to open my eyes.
Oh man! And full disclaimer: if you're underage, do not partake.
Right. Do not partake
in any illegal drug use, legal or illegal drug use. But yeah, no. So shrooms, after I feel like I've hit my peak, the last time I took them, I described them. like getting like drinking a cup of coffee, but like the best cup of coffee I've ever fucking had. It's like everything just like shifted into place and was like the way it should be, and it's just like bliss. It's just like pure bliss.
Right.
It's just blissful. Like I have an amazing time so far every time that I've done it.
Yeah.
And each time was about 2.5 milligrams.
Yeah, that's
or grams. 2.5 grams.
Grams. But no, yeah, like the first time that I had did it, that was the feeling that I got, because I think I had in like a 2 to 2.5 gram like stem, and it looked like it was gonna fuck me up, the fuzz and everything inside of it. I knew that as soon as
it's gnarly, like when you see the blue stuff.
Yeah, as soon as I ate it, I knew that it was just gonna fuck me up. So when I had ate it, and that's exactly what it felt like. I closed my eyes for like the whole fucking peak, or the whole time, because I was just like playing around my head and shit, seeing a bunch of shit, which was hella cool. But then like in my peak, that's what it felt like. I was just like floating, and I was just like, this is totally euphoria. Like it's just euphoric feeling, like just total bliss.
Taking a shower on them.
Oh yeah, you did that.
Great.
Yeah, you did that.
I did. Yeah, it was amazing. It was like, it was the best shower I've ever had in my life.
I bet. Is it like the cliche psychedelic like vibe, like where you see stuff like flowing in and out of stuff, or is it more of just it's a different vibe?
I think yes and no. Not in the way that people have described or like portrayed in like say like, you know, cartoons or things like that.
Yeah.
Or like even like in movies with CGI. But I see where it's coming from, because like for me, like I described, it was like light was being separated just ever so slightly into all of its separate colors. And everything just, because of that, everything's outlined looked that way.
Yeah.
And so I see where they, like, but that was probably, like, a really high, like, peak.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've only ever taken, 2.5 grams at a time.
Yeah, that's also interesting.
I heard it's a lot different, though. Like, once you start getting into, like, the 4s, like 4 grams of mushrooms, 5 grams of mushrooms.
Shamanic.
Very, very fucking different. A lot more extreme. Like, definitely don't recommend any first timers go and take 5 grams.
Yeah, that is. And I was actually
mushrooms.
One of the guys that I work with was actually talking about how like he was gonna do the most shrooms he'd ever done, and it was like 4 grams, and I was like, oh wow, I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah, I definitely
like
want to kind of push myself maybe to 3.
Oh yeah.
3.5.
Yeah, because I don't know. Because a lot of people do that. They take eighths and they just do that.
Right.
Yeah, and like I feel like that's like what you could work yourself up to. And get there.
Definitely. I see its appeal for microdosing. I think like ultimately like everything that happened in, where was it, Oregon or Washington? Oregon.
Yeah.
Legalizing it.
Everything.
Dude, legalizing it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It's so much better. That was I've coming from a person, I have been on antidepressants, and Zoloft is awful. It made me feel terrible, probably even worse. And the other, I was also on Lexapro. That one is just so numbing. Like, whereas taking mushrooms, everything is just like bright.
Right.
Like, again, like it
enlightens.
They describe like you're gonna take Lexapro and everything is gonna be bright like that. That's not what it's like. It just numbs all it does is numb your like ability to sense any feeling.
Yeah. That's so stupid.
And so like all these chemicals and things that it takes to even be able to produce some of these drugs.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we putting into our bodies? Like,
exactly. We don't even.
That doctors recommend. What doctors? Like, I don't know anybody like.
Right, but what we do know is like we take shrooms and then after the fact we feel fucking great, and then we come out of it always happy. Come out of it always good.
It's easy to grow. It's extremely safe. Like it only makes sense for things like that, especially like that are natural, like cannabis.
Yeah.
To regulate it like alcohol, but let people have it. Like, if it makes people happier, what is wrong with that?
Right. It's like not like
you can't. Like, I hate the argument, like, when people are like, well, it's not like alcohol. It's like a hallucinogen. You don't know what it could do, like, to a person versus alcohol. No, bro. Like, I've seen alcohol ruin so many people's lives.
Right.
Like, alcoholism and alcoholics are no joke.
Right.
Like, it's the same thing, like, in my eyes.
No, yeah.
I've never seen a person who smoked too much weed and, like, their life was extremely awful, like an alcoholic's could be.
Right. An alcoholic, you literally, like, you can't function when you get to that point. It's like
No.
you're just a blob.
So I hate that argument.
Yeah.
But like alcohol is totally accepted.
Yeah,
Alcohol is celebrated
sold,
here
yeah,
in this country.
it's sold in like that's what I always say. Like
it's pushed in everybody's
hope-
face. This weekend, the Super Bowl, for example.
right.
That's all it's going to be. There's going to be
Alcohol.
amazing commercials for
Beer,
Bud
yep.
Light, fucking
Budweiser.
But every year,
Yeah.
like it's celebrated here, and it genuinely and ultimately the only reason I feel is because the alcohol industry itself makes so much money.
Yeah.
Like so they don't
Oh,
care.
no, for
They don't give a
sure.
fuck. It's
Yeah.
just like cigarettes. I feel like eventually someday humans are as a society are just going to come to the point where it's like, okay, either all drugs or harmful products on your own body, totally up to you, or they're gonna try and get rid of everything.
Yeah.
It's like, no, now we're gonna get rid of everything because
Yeah.
like, people just shouldn't have it at all.
Yeah, and this is coming from people who we drink, like we don't I mean I don't drink, but it's
Wink, wink.
yeah, wink, wink.
Not
Like
recommending.
it's just
drinking people.
it's just all a balance. Like it's all like you have to know yourself, know your limits, know everything about yourself, and don't like feed into it. And like we were talking about, like this is all connected to the mushroom thing. Like you can't compare those things, like because they're two different things. Like they're two way different things. Like one because alcohol, I feel like for me has never brought anything but like a social aspect to me. Like I've just been able to open up more and been able
you
to
have
like,
more self control. Like
yeah.
I think a lot of it has to do with your emotional state. Ultimately,
Right.
that's what happens
Yeah.
with alcoholics. They just become addicted to it because they genuinely need it. And
Right,
they have
yeah.
a good time at any point. But, yeah, I feel the same way about it. Like, I could not ever have it again and be totally fine. Like
Yeah.
at a party, like it wouldn't be a big deal to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why so many people are like, "Oh, I have to have alcohol."
Right.
It's like it's not that great,
Yeah.
especially when you get to the point where you don't remember anything.
Yeah.
Then what's the point? You
Yeah.
don't remember it.
Exactly, and that's an argument that actually a lot of people make too, is because like they just like I want to get fucking blackout drunk, and it's like
That's why I didn't really like want to drink
Yeah,
at all or all that much. Like
yeah,
I tried drinks and was like, nah,
Yeah.
not for me.
yeah.
In
That's
high school.
yeah, and then like you always say like I actually really like the way that you went about like stuff like that, like with smoking weed and drinking and stuff, because like you even say you didn't do it till later. You didn't really indulge until later, and it's
Right.
like people now are 15, 16 getting
Because I
blackout
decided
drunk.
like okay, yeah, like I know how to handle it. Like,
Mhm. Yeah, and like I said, people 15, 16 now in high school are getting blackout drunk, actually popping pills and doing shit like that.
and
like,
that's what's gonna carry over into their adult life
yeah, and then they're gonna get stuck with
and that vicious cycle. Like
right. And it's like there's nothing wrong with like you do you. We're always a person who's like you can do whatever you want. This is just our opinion, and the fact that like this is what we like to do. Like we like to be able to just
Right.
chill, able to remember everything, able to just like we'd rather smoke weed than drink. Like we like smoking weed more. It's natural.
I definitely do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I've had some great weed.
we always do. Are TikTokers real celebrities?
Oh gosh. Yeah, I would say yes and no in
Yeah.
matter of speaking. Right now, yeah. Like in the moment that it is their moment, they're a celebrity. The minute the platform changes or it's no longer popular or something like dramatic happens in like the person's life, like on the internet, after the fad's gone, they kind of disappear too.
Yeah, but like
There's some that make it though. There's definitely
'cause
some like Vine stars.
that's exactly what I was
And
gonna say.
you know, definitely YouTube stars,
Right.
because YouTube's been around for a while, who break out and they make it and they become like everyday household names.
Yeah, and
I think that's the difference. That's
Yeah.
what separates them from being a celebrity.
Right.
They're not household names yet.
that is true.
They are in the moment
Yeah,
for those people who use it, but it's not like everywhere.
yeah. Like that's what I was gonna say. Like about the Vine stars too. Like a lot of Vine stars have been able to make that transition from Vine to YouTube and be able to fucking be successful. Like David Dobrik, like Liza,
But now everyone knows them.
Yeah, everybody.
Always.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's aware of them.
Yeah, and that's pretty crazy. But like, me and Epi were talking about this. Like fucking TikTokers, man. Like they it's crazy to me that's like that's success. Like they really like got in the camera and danced for 30 seconds to some songs or lip sync or did a challenge and boom,
instantly famous.
millions and millions of dollars coming in. Like that doesn't.
Who is the highest paid? Like currently, who is the highest paid
We're
TikToker?
gonna look it up. Highest paid TikToker. TikTok star. It's Addison Rae, and her net worth is $5 million.
Wow.
And she's 22, 21?
Wow. Like,
Yeah.
why not? More power to you.
Yeah. Charlie D'Amelio's at $4 million.
And TikTok was the first, in my opinion, the first platform that nailed it. They
Yeah.
figured out like the perfect like way to basically create celebrities like instantaneously. Instagram didn't do that. Snapchat couldn't do that. Like YouTube was starting to, but it takes YouTubers a while
to get big. Yeah.
Just because YouTube started so long ago, it changed a lot before it finally developed.
And I feel like
the platform it is now.
Yeah, and I feel like YouTube isn't really just like the way they share the sharing videos and everything like that.
Yeah.
It's not designed good enough to like for the videos to get shared that easily. Like
right for people to blow up the way that it is happening currently with TikTok.
Right, because I feel like there's no really like a way for on YouTube to go to like a page where there's like just smaller YouTubers and literally just like just newer people, which sucks. But on TikTok, it's like you swipe through your For You page.
And at some point, somebody, not multiple people, are going to see it.
Yeah.
For sure. 100%.
Yeah. It's like,
but they're just on the app.
Right. They have like, 49,000 likes and shit like that. And then you scroll a few down and you have one that says like 33 likes.
Right.
And it's like,
super random.
Super random. But yeah, I wanted to ask you because I think that TikTok stars can be celebrities, and I think that like with Charlie D'Amelio and stuff like that, they have their own podcast and they're able to branch out to other.
That's
things.
the key to
they're not
staying relevant.
Yeah,
I feel like
Charlie D'Amelio is gonna be like voice acting and like, or she did voice acting or something, and Dixie D'Amelio makes music.
Right,
makes music.
That's what all these. That's what all these like the entrepreneurs you see on TikTok who are always talking. Or talk about multiple income streams. Mm-hmm. As soon as those people who become TikTok famous get a little bit of money and they want to be real famous, like forever, that's the answer. Is like instantly start to branch out their income revenue sources, like, and they do multiple things and like, hey, just fuck it, like just try it, see if it sticks. If it does, great. Now you have another income stream. Like,
and that's like that's all like behind the scenes stuff. Is like, well, what can we do? What can we do to expand our stuff?
But people don't realize this stuff. Like, it's as easy really as that, even though it's not.
It's not as easy, but like when you have a platform like TikTok where you have this big audience and stuff like that, it's like you can basically branch out to anything and you'll have a for sure audience.
It's almost like winning the lottery.
Yeah.
And then figuring out, all right, now how do I reasonably manage
this money? Yeah.
To carry, make sure I always have
true.
this.
That's a good way. That's a very good way to put it.
Becoming a TikTok celebrity is like winning the lottery.
Yeah. Because
it could be good, but it could also be bad. Look at how many lottery winners ruin their lives
because of all that money they get.
Yeah. Like all of it gone. Like in an extraordinary amount of debt.
Right. Some Jordan Belfort type.
right. Shout out Jordan Belfort.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, it's funny because like when I remember
he's been in the news a lot lately.
Yeah, he has. I watch a lot of videos about him, and he's honestly such a funny guy. Like he's
hilarious. I see why people liked him.
Right, and it's funny to me the way that he like is too, because he talks about all the drugs that he did, and I'm just like, fuck, like the way he's so normal, like he's so like
crazy.
Yeah, he's so fucking just like like it is what it is, like
it happened.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's very cool how he like completely co-signs The Wolf of Wall Street, and like he worked with Leonardo DiCaprio and stuff like that. Like it was, he got it spot on. And he was even saying like about the Quaalude scene that like where he's getting in his car and everything. He said it was exactly like that. He's like, that's exactly what Quaaludes do to you. And they said Jonah Hill actually got it 100% right when they went like when it all slowed down.
When they were making
they were like, They said that was 100% like what.
The scene was hilarious.
Yeah. Legendary movie, like fucking. One of the most like known movies out of everything. I remember when I was fucking 15, 16. It's like
that movie. That movie. Just the opening sequence of that movie. Like a lot of people talked about it when it first came out.
Right. Leonardo DiCaprio was a fucking
legend.
God.
It took so long to get an Oscar.
Took way too long. Way too long.
That fucking. But the film industry is all a bunch of fucking satanic child eating people, anyways, right?
Right. We're they
and with like the plan to domination of the human race.
This is true. This is all facts. Fact check. Look it up. You worked for Buddy for a bit. It was just a weed delivery service.
Yeah.
How was that? How was the customers you got? Like, how was...
Oh, dude, that job was the best. Delivering weed every day to people. Most people were super nice. Mm-hmm. Pretty much everybody. Like 95% of the people I came across were so cool. Mm-hmm. They were happy. Like, who wouldn't be happy about
getting some weed?
Getting some weed, yeah. Some dude rolling up with, like, your order.
Right.
And, like, that you've just been waiting for. It's like, yes,
yeah,
here.
It's finally here.
You're going to be in a good mood.
You can get high.
Yeah, it was great, dude. I really liked working there.
Mm-hmm. Any notable customers?
No, I never really remembered names, but there were some people who I would go to and I knew, like, oh, this person's gonna tip me, like, fat every time. Like, I was like, yes, like, I'd be like, yes. If I drive up to them and, like, deliver to them, for sure they're gonna give me like a 20 or more. Yeah. I had somebody give me $40 once for a tip.
Damn.
Yeah. I think it was not this past New Year, but the new 2019, 2020 New Year's.
Mm-hmm. They were just like, here you go, $40. That's so fucking dope. That's tight. Shout out to all the stoners out there who are nice to their delivery guys, because that matters. That fucking matters.
Yeah, if you're an asshole, like, and you take advantage of somebody who's working for a legal weed business, like, you're a true asshole.
That is true. This is very true, so stop. What are some classic things, or classic, like, just memories, or classic things we did as kids that you think kids nowadays won't ever get to experience?
Oh, man.
Like, what are just some things that it's like, that, like,
that's a good question.
You know, every kid just did, but nowadays it's like nobody would even do. I feel like kids have just gotten cleaner, less dirty.
Pretty much. I mean, they're just surrounded by all the benefits of, you know, modern advancement. Like,
that's
always,
true.
all the time, they're always protected. Like, nothing goes wrong. And now, with, like, things currently the way they are with coronavirus, they can't be outside. They can't go interact with other children. They can't go do anything other than be isolated, like, in a little box.
Right.
For all hours of their lives. Like a caged animal almost.
Yeah, and even, like, it sucks for them,
like,
because
just being outside, I feel like is gonna go. It will disappear at some point.
No, like, for sure.
People won't be outside. It'll be weird to be outside.
Which is insane to me, because, like, I can't even imagine, like, even up to, like, before I had even moved out of my parents' house, like, me and Daddy were at the park, like, or me and my brother Trinidad were at the park every single day. Like, we were playing football, we were doing shit like that, we were taking Eli to the park. Like, we always wanted to be outside, because it's like, we just, like, I fucking love being outside. Like, it's I love looking at the sky. I love just, like, seeing green grass, like, everything about it. Like, so that's crazy to me. That's just, like,
that's the cool thing about being from Fresno, though, too, is there's always, like, some place to go.
Yeah.
That is super close. And there's always, like, there's a lot of parks here. Like, Woodward Park's pretty nice. Like, it's really cool to hang out at.
No, yeah. I know Devin has taken me to some that are, like, pretty big, and I'm just like, wow, like, this is really pretty. Like, in the streets, the drive there, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I think that, like, a classic, like, thing, like you said, like, that we won't get back is, like, going outside and just, like, being able to make up imaginary. Because I remember one time, this is, like, one of the only times me and all my siblings ever got along with a game. I think I was in 3rd grade, but we were playing, like, just town. We lived in a cul-de-sac in AG, in Arroyo Grande, and we were playing, like, we just made up a game called Town. And we let everybody pick their rules. Like, I was, like, the mayor. Like, Destiny was, like, fucking, I don't even remember what she was. But we always had a role, and it was just, like, all of us just, like, played to it and played to ourselves. Like, it was just hella cool. And I think about all that stuff like that, and I'm like, damn, like, kids don't even, like, make up the scenarios around with the kids, like, in the neighborhood. Like, I remember going out and just riding a bike and then meeting random kids.
Yeah, now you look at another kid and you're like, oh, get away, you don't know what it has.
Yeah, either that, or it's like, or they'd be nice to you, and all of a sudden you make a new friend. And it's like, nowadays, I remember one time when I was in 1st grade, it was a kid that I didn't really like, but he just, like, would treat me like a piece of shit, but still try to be my friend and stuff. And I remember he knew where I lived, because I had invited him over before I knew that he treated me like a piece of shit. Yeah. And then I opened the door one time, and he had, like, literally 11 kids, like, behind him, like, just like all on bikes. And he was like, hey, like, we wanted to come hang out. And then, like, we jump on your trampoline. And I was like, what the fuck? And so my real mom, because I was still with my real mom at the time, she opened the door and was like, yeah, he's busy. He's got to do some chores and shit. But I was like, why did you all pull up at the house? Like, I was like, what the fuck? But even stuff like that, like, that would never happen now. Like, that would never happen. A kid wouldn't even make it, like, out the house on the bike. Like,
yeah, I feel like, and I mean, I might just be the perspective here, especially in California, as tight as the governor here has everything set up. Like, I feel like everywhere else in the world is kind of not like this.
Yeah,
I kind of feel like maybe we're the only ones who are still dealing with shit like this.
Fucking
like,
Newsom.
hey.
No, but I feel like that's true too. Like, I low key feel like I'm seeing less and less like COVID restrictions
Like,
around the world.
Yeah.
And California's still like, no, you gotta stay where you are, stay how you are. Because I feel like I was even saying about like even the DMVs and stuff like that, they had closed down for so fucking long, and like for what? Like it was like we wore the masks, like everything was good, like COVID's
right.
It's crazy. It's crazy. We're still on lockdown, but like you said, I feel like less and less areas around the fucking world are just like easing up. California, man, shout out California. What
Pretty much, there's a ton of celebrities who went to Texas.
That's true.
I know Rogan.
Joe Rogan, yeah.
Rogan went there.
Joe Rogan, amazing fucking podcast host, and commentator. Are there aliens out there, Aaron?
100%.
100%. Do you think that they are the typical type of aliens, or do you think that there are different types? Do you think there's other humans out there?
Yes. So basically everything. Mm-hmm. I think any of those possibilities are possible. Mm-hmm. Maybe even a combination of some of those possibilities are possible. And we just have no fucking clue. Mm-hmm. We have no idea.
That's true.
How many people have left the planet? Not very many.
Not very many.
So how are the mass majority? What are there? There's like 9 billion people on the planet now?
Yeah.
Like there's close to like 10 billion people?
Yeah. Okay, so actually, whoa, fucking...
A lot more? Did it jump even more?
As of January 2018, this is the people who've gone to space. People from 37 countries have traveled to space. 553 people have made it to space.
Okay. So now, how many people in total just exist on Earth?
Okay. How many people in the world right now? There, yeah, 8 billion people.
There's about 8 billion people?
8 billion people.
That's not a lot. That's less than a zero, like 0.0000001%.
It's increasing by more than 90 million per year.
Jesus, that's a small city.
That's not even. That's huge.
That's not even a small city. That's a rather large city.
Fucking huge city. Yeah.
Every year.
Yeah, because
pops up on the planet.
Fresno has 500,000.
Yeah, it's about 500,000.
Yeah, so that's literally like, that's fucking crazy. That's insane. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of fucking people in the world, man. A lot of people in the world.
Hey, population control. Let me figure it out now.
Natural selection. we throw everybody in cages, and whoever gets it out alive wins.
It's gonna be the Hunger Games, dude. I tell you.
Man, if I got to live through that, that'd be fucking insane. I hope I'm old enough by then to where I don't even have to put my name in the bowl. I can just suffer with my bread and.
So you're not even like, nah, like we can't let this happen. You're like, let's just face it. This is what's gonna happen.
Aaron, roll with the punches. I roll with the punches. If District 12 blows up, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I can't do anything about it. Yeah, that's fucking funny. No.
Yeah, I feel like that's where we're heading. It's just gonna be a class system. It's already what it is.
Yeah.
It's class. It's all about class. It's another aristocracy.
Yeah, that is very true. And we are living through it and visually seeing it. And
rather than royalty, it's just money. It's just who has more money. But yeah, we're living through it. Maybe it's gonna start changing a little bit. But who knows what things are gonna be like? Everything's so uncertain.
Uh-huh.
It's like the world set itself on tearing itself apart.
Yeah, it sucks. It's disappointing.
It's definitely 2020 2.0, like 2020 the remix.
2020 the remix.
Like, 2020 is not ended. It's just lingering, like a house cat you don't really want anymore. or like an old lady who won't leave.
Like you already ate the cookies and you're already like you're good, dog. Like
it's like go away. Like that's what 2020 is right now. It's just there always, and you're uncomfortable
like
with it around.
I see this fucking TikTok says like it's kind of like this 2020 thing, but I remember I was watching this TikTok and it was like people who are just turned 18 right now, and then it was like their 20s and it was just a guy around the corner just like peeking and shit, and it's literally like how 2020 is. It's just like 2020 ended and then 2021 came around. It's just like still 2020.
It just put on a mask.
All right, it just put on a mask.
It's like
literally
you're not free from this. Like more fucked up shit's gonna happen.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like my friend, one of my friends.
I think we'll for sure live through another assassination of a president. I really do.
You think?
Sorry,
I don't think it's gonna be Bo Jiden.
Sorry, Bo Jiden.
You think it's gonna be him?
No, I don't think it would be Bo Jiden.
Yeah, Bo Jiden.
Not to say that's why I said sorry. Like not to say it would be Bo Jiden, but
Bo Jiden.
But yeah, poor Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy Joe. We did it, Joe. Are you there?
He's in are you awake? He's in the White House.
Joe, we did it. Are you awake? Fuck.
Yeah, no, it won't be him. I think he'll either succumb to his own old age or live a successful presidency and die afterwards.
Yeah, hopefully he'll.
We'll see.
I don't know, man. I think that
I don't ever like wishing bad on any of our presidents.
You've seen pictures of like how people like the transformation of a president before they become president, before and after.
It's
the
crazy.
Stress kills them.
Yeah.
And can you imagine Sleepy Joe up there being stressed out?
He's already alive on various drugs and chemicals.
He's running on
fucking Red Bulls, and they just inject things into him. He doesn't even know anymore.
He just does it to wake him up.
He very obviously had a facelift.
Oh, yeah.
It's very strange, to see before and after pictures. Like, oh, yeah, you had a facelift. Your earlobes just disappeared there.
Yeah, that's when he went from Joe. That's when he went from Joe Biden to Bo Jiden.
To Bo Jiden. He's his own person now. He's his own celebrity, his own caricature of himself, basically.
Yeah, I can't even picture him like I said, the pictures of like I remember when I saw the picture of Obama like before and after his presidency, and I was just
it was dramatic. Wow.
The stress really shows, and like
good old Donald. Nothing.
Exactly.
No difference.
He's like, I think I did my job. Like, I think I did.
He fucking worked half of his term. he only worked as a president for 2 whole years.
And you know,
if that.
He still wanted to, keep
that
going
fucking guy.
Dude, the dance moves are real.
Shout out Donald Trump.
The dance moves are real. Like when you
put
on YMCA,
you don't have jobs anywhere anymore. Sorry, bud.
When you put on YMCA and you hit that dance move, I don't know. Like that show was just so good. I wish we had a visual of us, but like that show was just hilarious, man. Like if you haven't seen that video,
arms,
just like it's extend,
the stiffness,
and close.
It's just odd. Like he's like
the claps in
like,
between.
The clapping is classic.
Yes.
Yeah,
man.
I'm not gonna miss his okay fingers.
Okay.
His okay fingers were just too much. Like, or the lips, his constant duck face that made his orange skin look even stranger.
Right, man. Man. And hey, we're making fun of Sleepy Joe too, so you can't even say anything. So shut the fuck up. But yeah, that's fucking hilarious, man. But I think that living through this life, like we're living, like people forget that we are literally living through history. Like I feel like
it's odd.
Yeah,
I'm exhausted of it.
Yeah,
I want history to stop happening.
Right, you want
just
to just
be normal.
But like, was there ever a time like year? I feel like 2012.
No, dude, millennials had it so bad every year from when we existed. I think what is the age range for what? Yeah, the years that people were born.
Millennial. What is a millennial? What are the birth years?
That was 1994. So I'm a younger
1981 and 1994.
Yeah, so I'm a younger millennial.
1994 slash 1996.
1994,
yeah.
And then sometimes 96.
Yeah, sometimes 96. Yeah, some people consider.
I don't really consider 96.
Yeah,
I think 94 is where it ended.
Yeah, they are currently between 25 and 40 years.
Yeah, so I'm a younger millennial.
Yeah.
As a younger millennial, I remember the before the internet, which is a lot different.
Yeah, which
is a lot different to the after internet. It was like the day the internet truly became the internet. is when everything changed.
Yeah.
Everything was about life and communication, like, just totally was
shifted.
Different. So I remember
like
both,
a revolution.
right? So that was history changing right there. Just that, dude.
Yeah.
And then 9/11 happens.
It's not funny, but it's just the fact that
it's not funny. Like,
but it's not funny, but the fact
I don't know
that
when
so much
it'll
shit,
ever be okay to finally make fun of 9/11. It's gonna happen someday, but
what's funny about it is just the fact that it's like you're literally like just off
you're
of
just
that,
living through shit after shit.
Just
like,
off of that, saying that you lived through 9/11 is like fuck.
It's like you
like,
remember
that's heavy.
9/11?
Yeah, you remember 9/11?
I remember where I was on 9/11.
That's insane. Not many of us, like the people my age, can even say that. So
yeah,
like,
to you guys, it's just something that happened at some point. Like to me, like World War II, like it happened. It was, I know it was significant, but like I don't feel
expected.
It's like I can't relate to it.
Right,
I've
but
never
9/11,
experienced anything like that.
Yeah,
and lived through 9/11, and it was like for the first time, like you lived through a major history-changing event.
Right,
and then more just kept happening.
Yeah,
the birth of the cell phone. Like I wasn't there to the birth of the cell phone, but I was there when smartphones were born. And that was like when cell phones were really born.
Yeah, not like, even birth. Yeah, that was
like this thing that we just have with us all the time. We're essentially
a mini
androids
computer.
Now. Like every person on the planet has one. It's with them all the time, and your life and soul is in the phone. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like that was history changing because before phones like you had a wire. Like I still remember the wire, like the buttons. I still remember the little dials.
Yeah,
I know how to use them.
I did. I mean, I eventually learned when I got older. I didn't know how to use them when I was younger, but you literally had those things.
Lived
like
there,
the toy
each
phones.
changed.
Yeah.
Like the technological boom, like happened in the late '90s and early 2000s. That was insane. And like realized that I lived through, and then shit just kept getting easier. But then more crazy shit just kept happening.
Yeah, it's like you use it, and it's insane to think about like. Because I always think about it too. Like whenever
many revolutions. Yeah. Everyone's a revolutionist.
Whenever I'm going through like anything like with my family or anything like that, it's like I try to think about like bigger perspective. And like when I think about the world as a whole, I'm like Jesus Christ,
so much
like,
shit that happens.
So much stuff. Like and the fact that people get so like I want to talk about this a little bit too. The fact that like people like we were talking about bring it upon themselves. Like people make life worse for themselves. Yeah. Because like especially right now, people are
addicted to drama.
Right, especially right now when we're in quarantine and stuff like that. It's like you see so much more shit of people getting canceled, people starting fucking talking shit, and
it's like this weird obsession human beings I feel have as a species. Like no matter who you are, no matter what you do, you are always going for certain aspects of your life. Gonna wonder like that old adage, like if the grass is greener on the other side. Yeah. For forever.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what our obsession is. That's why we're so obsessed with delving into other people's lives because we want to see like, oh, what would happen if we did that? Yeah. What happened if we did this? Yeah. Like so you become obsessed with it. Right. And like it's an addiction. It's like a drug.
It's insane. Like people literally make it horrible for themselves. Like
because they're constantly comparing themselves to people that they'll never meet.
Right. And it's like the world is in like you just gotta have perspective. The world is in such a shitty place, and then you want to still make it like bad for yourself. Like because yes, the world is in a shitty place, but I feel like I live an okay, happy. Like I'm mostly happy. I roll with the punches. I do what I do. You too. Like we kind of just go. We go about our lives. We vibe. That's what it is. And then, but most people. But there are people sitting there looking at the next guy or looking at stuff online and
that
they're
they
like,
don't
fuck
have
this.
That they want.
Like fuck this. Like why don't even like get all in
and
their
that's not
feels.
to take away from mental health because I you know that's definitely a topic close to my heart. You know, as somebody that has dealt with depression and like suicidal thoughts and things like that. But overall, I feel like we're all a bunch of pussies. Like 100%. Yes. Like people are way too fucking sensitive.
Yes, and I'm sorry, but I'm
like we need a man. Like everybody needs to like I don't want to say man up because that's not acceptable anymore. But like basically, like people need to stop.
Apologize
like,
to the females.
right.
But no, people seriously need to like stop. Like I don't understand. Like I know people who have literally sit in rooms and like I just like look across from them and they say like I can't believe that this guy's doing this online.
And then what's crazy is it became cool.
Yeah.
And like 2000s, when did XX drop on the scene?
All right.
When or Juice WRLD or any of the like the emo era of like rappers, like hip hop artists.
That was like 2016, 2017.
Right. Yeah. When that happened, then it exploded. Like, that's when mental health became cool, I guess.
Yeah, like
to be aware of.
Yeah.
It became more relevant because it was something that everybody related to, you know, music, and so then it was just something that was talked about more. So like, you know, that like huge shout out to the artists that were brave enough to even like put their painful stories like that into some of those songs. Like it's insane. Like, but yeah, that was the corporate side of it. It was like I felt a little bit over publicized.
Yeah.
And it kind of brought suicide awareness to a forefront, maybe not necessarily in a bad way.
Yeah.
Because one of the issues that you see like with suicide like numbers and rates are the more it's happening, the more people will do it.
Yeah.
Because then that kind of makes them a little bit more brave to maybe follow through all the way.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's...
What do they call that? I know there's a term for that, like when chains of people like kind of like commit suicide. Because I feel like that was very much, you know, what probably occurred with like particular artists. Like, you know, for example, like my favorite artist, Chester Bennington, right after his good friend, Chris Cornell, had committed suicide. Then it wasn't too long before he kind of followed suit. Yeah. So like that's definitely something that plays into. Yeah,
it's like when you have that energy around you and stuff like that, it's like it feeds into you, and it's hard to get out of it, and very hard to get out of it if you don't have the right resources around you or don't have the mental.
It's odd because it's like you do have the resources. Like we literally have supercomputers in our pockets every day. Every day. Yeah. And yet it doesn't allow you to get the resources because of the like greed and like corporate greed and like money. Yeah. Like, it's so strange like how we're so dependent on these things like for our lives day to day, but they also can have the potential to make somebody's life miserable.
Right. Like that's insane. And
phones have an incredible amount of power at this point.
Yeah, like, nobody thinks about that stuff when they're making it or when they get it, and like or when parents are giving when parents are giving their sixth graders phones and stuff like that. Like that's literally like people read stuff. World. Yeah, like, people read stuff online and they get depressed. They get they
happens a lot.
They listen to the shit that people say on there, and it's stupid. And I actually want to talk about this just because we're coming to the end here, but I wanted to say, like, I'm always a person who's, like, big on, you know, telling people, like, you know, the good things about them and giving people compliments because you never know. Yeah, because you never know
what someone's going through.
Yeah, you never know what someone's going through also, and you never know, like when you'll be able to tell them or how often they'll hear it. And you just really never know. So I just want to encourage people to like literally just like give compliments more, like because like compliments go such a long way for people. I've seen it myself.
Dude, I tell that to people all the time. Like it's it takes such little effort to do that. Right. For somebody to potentially make their fucking day. Like, their whole day.
Right. And it sucks that like especially people my age, like I have to, you know, gauge because like people when you walk up to somebody my age, it's like you like call somebody pretty or say like, oh I like, you know, your outfit or whatever, or that's like that's a cool bag or whatever. It's like people think it's weird. Like they think it's honestly like when you try to engage in a conversation with a random person, it's like I don't know you, but it's like
we're so connected, we're so overly connected all the time, 24/7. Yeah. Through like, you know, some sort of digital means that like real interaction is awkward and like not welcome. Right. It's really weird.
Right. And I feel like especially now because of COVID, it was like. I never got to experience like stuff like going to a bar and being able to like go to a very public setting where people are literally there to meet other people. Right. But like I imagine that's like one of the last like I feel like that's one of the last like social things, like social places that are just like meant for like a bunch of people to be there and stuff like that.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it was genuinely driving people crazy that they could not do those things like that, and I feel like that's an important part of like human life. Like people should be social. Like people should get together for like no good reason at all, like just to do it and have a good time, like a genuinely happy good time. And this past year a lot of people kind of lost it with not having. They didn't give a fuck if they were gonna get sick or not. Yeah. So I don't know. It's like this weird give and take. Like, what do you do? Like when you're dealing with a pandemic, something that people have never technically faced before, even though it didn't really turn out to be all that terrible. But in my opinion, you know, anyways. Yeah. But there were definitely people who lost loved ones. So you know, no disrespect to them. Yeah. But no, people couldn't take it. They cannot be isolated, stuck with themselves like that.
Yeah, which is like crazy because like we talk about this all the time. You actually sent me a TikTok today. Like the people who are able to be alone and able to be comfortable with themselves and the voice and your conscious is like the people who are the strongest. Like they are able to know who they are as a person and stuff like that.
Right.
Because the more and more you surround yourself with like social interaction is good, like we even said earlier, like for kids, they encourage you to be social, but you got to be able to know like when it's time to just take some time for yourself, you know, and know who you are before you're just jumping into situations. Because I went through that, like especially through high school, like I was trying so hard to just like be somebody that I wasn't and like make people like me and change my personality to every single friend group that I was going to. And then by the end of it, I was like exhausted and didn't even realize that like I had experienced anything. Like I was like, fuck, like I was so focused on the wrong things that it's like I didn't even take time for myself. I was trying so hard for all these other people that like I didn't even really need to, because none of them ended up being around me in the end. So it's like, but I would just like I said, I want to say like, seriously, like give people compliments, like meet people, like don't be afraid to walk up to a person, because I've even seen this like with hanging out with some friends where it's like I'm in a drive-through and I'm in like a car full of girls and they think like the drive-through is cute, or they want to like say hi or whatever, but then it's like turns into this thing where they're hella awkward, hella uncomfortable, don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I'll take that chance.
Yeah, it's like take that chance. Yeah, like
you're never gonna get that moment again.
Right. And I actually give respect to a lot of the girls who do that, because like that's an instant, like a guy loves that when a girl hits on you and it's just like, oh shit, like yeah, like what the fuck, like this doesn't happen like that. The guy always gonna make the first move. But yeah, fucking just like I said,
people just need to be nicer.
Yeah.
It's so easy thing, but so difficult for pretty much everybody.
Yeah,
and I don't understand.
It makes your life so much better. Like if you literally just like the way I did it, the way I started out, because I was a very bitter person when I was living with my parents and living back in Pismo.
Right.
But when I moved over here, it was like I just took some time to just like look about all the very, very small things that I was like grateful for, like very like the most tiny things, like literally like the fact that I can write with a pencil, because some people can't. The fact that I can literally like and look at my handwriting and be like, damn, that's dope. The fact that I could like watch a YouTube video and just lay in my bed for, you know, fucking 12 hours if I want to. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't have to.
You can do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, once you're, like, alone to, like, yourself, I feel like everybody, especially, like, college age, should, like, spend some time by themselves.
Right.
Like, truly by themselves. Like,
right.
But doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, it'll really teach you, like, who you are as a person. Like, really, like, set you up to have strong relationships with people in everyday life, because you know what you like and what you don't like. Mm-hmm. And like, you know, just becoming who you are, that's basically all it is. Like, it's just this big, like, what am I about? And some people don't ever figure it out, and it drives them crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, action.
They don't get that chance. They don't get that chance to figure it out, and then they wind up with kids, or they, or they wind up in a career that they hate, mm-hmm. and then they're just miserable.
Wow.
And then they become Karens.
I know two people exactly like that. But we don't name drop on the show. So yeah, but like I said, and it goes a long way. Like we were talking about earlier, like you don't know what somebody else is going through. Like me calling a girl pretty could eventually just like, she could think about that all day. Like she could think about that all day and just be like, damn, like, and feel like that bitch now just because I said that, or just because someone else said that. And it's like, it goes a long way. Or even with the guy, it's like, I swear to God, if you tell a guy like that he's handsome, or that you try to go up to him and like,
oh,
damn,
please
like,
do this, girls.
Like girls,
please.
If you're listening, do this.
It's amazing,
right? Because a guy
love it.
A guy will be like either
we like getting our butts grabbed.
Yeah, just walk right up. It's okay. We won't. We see, the thing about the difference between us is we don't press charges. Yeah, like seriously, guys fucking love that, and they will think about it, because they're gonna have two reactions. One, they're either gonna follow up with you and try to get your number, try to get your Snapchat or whatever, or two, they're gonna leave, but they're gonna think about it the whole fucking day.
Right, and it'll give them confidence for later on.
Yeah, give them confidence, or for one, or even be like, damn, like I should have gotten that Snapchat, I should have gotten that number, like I should have followed through. So yes, ladies, if you're doing that, trust me, a fucking guy loves that. And like I said, like Aaron said, grab the ass. Works every time. I promise.
I think that goes for everybody.
That goes for everybody. Like I said.
Well, I think that's a good place to call it.
Yeah, I think that's a fucking good place. A nice little hour podcast. So thank you guys for listening. Follow us on Instagram at the Space Cowboys Podcast. That'll probably be changed soon, but follow us now. Any last words? Yeah.
When do you think we're gonna do this again?
I don't know when we will record. but we'll get it in.
All right, we'll get there.
We'll get that in.
Yeah,
we'll get it in.
we'll get-
But I think this will be uploaded maybe a little bit later in the week. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. Fucking Space Cowboys podcast, yeehaw, and yeehaw. I've said that at the end of every single podcast.
Yeehaw.
I have to
I'll
say
start
it.
saying that.
Yes, sir. All right. Yep. Have a good night, guys.
All right.